Frederick Kusik, a senior field coordinator from the UN Refugee Agency, joins me now live from Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. Frederick, could you start just by describing the conditions in the camp where you are?
Good morning. So the monsoon has started. About 2 weeks ago, we had 4 days of very heavy rain, about 50 centimeters, nearly 2 feet, come down. So that obviously had an impact on the camps. So far, and since it has continued to rain, so about 7,000 families have been affected, which we are responding by helping them relocating to better place, and also providing shelter material to rebuild their shelter.
What's your reaction to the EU sanctions? Do you welcome them? I mean, let's bear in mind we had US sanctions last year. Do they make any difference?
Well, that's a bit early to say. What I think is important to notice is that it's a sign that everybody understands the solution lie in Myanmar itself. So the pressure on Myanmar must continue to find a solution.
What do you think will happen to these refugees? I mean, Bangladesh says it's not going to formalise their status there. So what happens to them in the medium to long term?
Well, I would say at this point, this is everybody's guess. Right now, for us, it's important is we're literally bracing for impact for the monsoon, so to be ready to buffer as much as possible and having the best possible condition for the refugee during the monsoon. So we are preparing for the impact with the refugee, working hand to hand, obviously at the center of our response. We have trained with the government hundreds on search and rescue, on first aid. We have our partner. We have positioned materials for 180,000 families during the monsoon. We anticipate that the same family will be, not all refugees are going to be affected, but the same family will likely to be affected multiple times during the monsoon. So we're going to assist them and be by their side. Once the monsoon will be completed, and in partnership with the government, it will be time to decide of whether we can have more longer-term or more mid-term solution in terms of infrastructure, slightly more durable, so we won't have to do that every year.
This is a crisis that's been lasting years now, since 2015. I know that the latest violence is only since 2017, but very quickly, why has it taken so long for the UN to get into Rakhine State? They've only been in there for a month now, over the last month.
I'm not in the best position to talk about Myanmar. I'm on the other side, on the receiving part of the border. So it's an ongoing negotiation with my colleagues in Myanmar to have that. And in case of return, that's also part of the negotiation to make sure we could have access to those areas.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Frederick Kusik, a senior field coordinator from the UN Refugee Agency.